is my oyster type of deal. But finding out that one, having 20 years of logistical experience is very dangerous for somebody who you're interviewing next to that may have just got out of college
Mm.
or may have started a logistics business because they don't have 20 years of service. They don't have 20 years in the field. They don't have that. And so a lot of times it makes you actually more dangerous to those who are knucking to get to the top. So for me, I found myself getting denied for a lot of jobs. And it's not because I did not have the capability. I just had almost too much, right? I've been moving people
Overqualified.
and things, yeah, all over the world. And nobody knows what that feels like unless you've been in that position. So I had to eventually take a lower, kind of, I wouldn't say a lower position, but I interviewed at well, I applied at the school up here, UNC Tar Heels, and it was just for an administrative job in the office. And the guy who's interviewing me, now my boss, he called me. He was like, "Hey man, I see you applied. You're asking for this price as far as salary. We ain't got that, but we got this. If you want to come by, kind of help us out." And I was like, absolutely, because I was telling the guys right before we got live, like I went to spending millions of dollars for the Air Force down to the car rider line, and that was depressing. And I know, hey, shout out to everyone out there that's your gig, and you love taking your babies to school and picking them up, but it
Mm.
takes a special person, and unfortunately, I'm not that person. But anyway, so what I did is I got in, I got my foot in the door up at UNC, and man, I just hit the ground running, man. Anything that I've done in the Air Force, I've been doing in this very little admin kind of position. And man, they're just it's turning their heads like you have a work ethic like none other. When you work next to your coworkers, they're like, "Mr. James, why are you still here? Because the job's not done."
Yes. It's a
You know what
different
I mean?
mindset.
It's a different mindset. Like I was still doing. They gave me like 15 CBTs because just so you know, CBTs don't stop. Okay, they don't. If you think you're getting out and you think you're going to corporate world, you still got CBTs. So just in case. So they gave me 20 of them bad boys and they were done. And I want to say 2 hours. And he was like, "You're done with your CBTs?" I was like, "Yes." "And when can I clean this place up?" And he was like,
Mm.
"What?" "Yes. Can I clean this place up yet?" And man, I just went through, it was like a tornado. And I cleaned the place up, organized stuff, and they was just like, "This guy is crazy." So I say to all that to say, like, although I haven't really used a bunch of my um logistical abilities like on that level yet, I have been using a lot of my work ethic and a lot of stuff I learned from the military just in the small admin position that I am now.
Yeah, that
So
speaks a lot. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. My bad. My bad.
No, I was going to say that speaks a lot to maybe some of the people out there listening that maybe have jobs that doesn't correlate over to the civilian sector as much. As for, I have a running joke that, you know, when I get out of the military as a TAC P, I'm going to go job interview and I'm going to be like, "Hey, yeah, I did all these cool things and I jumped out of planes and I was the first person in the door and, I dropped these bombs and it was cool." And they're going to be like, "Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. We don't do that here, but you can flip
Mhm.
burgers for us." and I
Bingo.
and I had that joke and it kind of touched when listening to what you were saying, and it said what I'm taking away from it is that although you may not have a job that necessarily correlates, or maybe it's hard for you to kind of break that field, maybe you have the experience but not the degree, or yada yada. The military does a great job of instilling a lot of other great qualities into us that maybe the civilian sector lacks a little bit, as you said, work ethic and discipline and showing up on time. And hey, this room is dirty, I'm just going to take initiative and start cleaning it up, you know.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives shines a light on, like, hey, maybe you aren't qualified for those jobs, but if you can just get your foot in the door and they can see your work ethic, maybe you can give you that opportunity to take it to the next level.
Yeah, and real quick, the one thing I would say as well is if you are business minded and you have that work ethic, man, it sounds cliche, but don't join the corporate world, man. Start walk out of Set yourself up to walk out of the military into you had already networked with a company to get right on, right? Or B, walk out and walk into your own thing. Because, like I said, it's very, very hard to um, repeat all the things, repeat the feeling, repeat the day to day, repeat the jumping out of the planes, repeat the, the heavy targets and all that kind of stuff when you go work corporate. It's almost like starting over. And if you're not ready just to kind of chill and some people want to just chill and do nothing, and that's great.
Yeah.
But adrenaline junkies like yourselves might want to have something like that's just ready to go, like for real.
Okay. Something like a good transition program like Skill Bridge or something like that to help you kind of transition into that.
Absolutely. Like a skill bridge, some of the skill bridge now they train you during your, up to want to say, 4 to 6 months, and then they'll offer you a job at the end. Or like I said, if you know you're gonna be there where you're at now, and like if I knew I was gonna be in California where my last duty station was, I would have went to all the companies I work with for the military. You come and call me, hey, I need to talk to your logistics guy. I need to sell him these binoculars. I need to sell him these helmets. I would have been trading cards with those guys and say, hey, I'm leaving. I need a job. And crossing over that
Mm.
way. Because if you get out and just start from the bottom with no kind of leeway in, it's really hard, at least for me. It was really
Yeah.
hard to kind of, cross that bridge.
Yeah. And Shauna, I stepped on you earlier, but go ahead. You had a question to ask.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask you, right, is you're talking about this transition from going from military into the private sector or the civilian side. Knowing what you've learned from the military, like playing the game and shutting up and coloring, talk to us about what you had to do while you were in the military with, playing the game, making sure dad upstairs is happy. Man, you might see something's wrong and you just have to shut up and color. Does that translate into the civilian sector do you do the same thing? Do you still have to play the game and just listen to what they're telling you? Or are you in a place where you have a voice where you can actually implement change and give them some kind of influence on what to do better?
Man, that's a great question. And I would say while I was in, it took me about 8 years, 6 to 8 years to realize that I was in a game, to realize I was what is it, Ready Player One.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
took me that long to realize. And somebody said something to me when I was in one of my trouble days, whether I was getting a speeding ticket or, talking crazy to my supervisor or, doing something ridiculous. He was like, man, you're messing up your career. And when he said career, I was like, what do you mean career? Yes, this is your career. This is what you're gonna do this is what you're gonna be known as. Like, this is your career. And it clicked at that moment. So that changed from, now started playing Ready Player One at that moment. Because I'm like, okay, if this is my career and I know that guy is standing in front of me going to my career, then what do that guy need? Okay, he needs to feel like he's the boss. Okay, you're the boss. Okay, what do you need? Oh, you need me to, do this email a certain way. Okay, no problem. Because you're not going to stand in front of me getting to where I need to be. And that's a part of what I've learned how to, we call it code switching, where, you're talking to the homies, Marshawn, what's going on the phone? And then you click over and your supervisor, yes, sir. How are you doing today? You know what I mean? And some supervisors are cool enough to do that, but I found it most important to be able to do that well, so that you can be invited to every event, if you will, because they're going to bring you around if they feel like you're comfortable enough to be in that space. And again, it's nothing like changing who you are. You want to be yourself. And I'll say this, in my current job, there is a dominant force, executive person above our section, and no one has been able to really get along with this person for whatever reason. The personality of this person could be a little brash, it could be a little this, a little that, whatever have you. But they don't know they're playing a game. So the game is, when this person came in the office, hello, what's up? Welcome. And they're like, oh my God, why is he talking to the boss like that? How was your day? How was your weekend? Did your partner cook that roast that he was going to cook the other day? Oh, how was that? Was it good? It was good. Okay, boom. And you're playing this game, right? And you're to the point where, and this is a great example of this, to the point where it came up where I may be looking for another opportunity somewhere else on campus, and my boss told his boss, the executive person I'm talking about, and the executive person said through 3 channels, that's her to him to me, we can't lose James. Now, that is something, and I don't talk to this person every day. I don't, but when I just make it a point, ask how your day, and that is so minute that I feel like sometimes, whether it's in the military, whether it's in the corporate world, we don't do that enough, because we don't know that this is the game we're playing, and it sucks. As 3 Black men on a podcast, we enter the game. We all sports guys. We enter the game down by 20. Period. Argue with your mama, argue with your daddy, argue with your auntie. We enter this game just by showing up, walking through the door, we're down by 20. So how are you gonna fold your arms and say, no, I deserve this opportunity? And you probably do. But how are you gonna get that opportunity? And
you close a lot of doors.
What's that?
You close a lot of doors by taking that same mentality you had before and bringing it into the military, and trying to bring that same energy and like, well, I'm going to be true and authentic to myself. And it's like, I try to explain it to my airmen that look like me. I try to explain it to them that, because they're like, I don't want to be a code switcher. I don't want to be a sellout. And I'm like, I said, you can't look at it as code switching. I said, the way you talking to me right now is not the same way you talk to your mama.
Right.
The way you talking to me right now is not the same way you talk to your girlfriend or your partner or whoever. And so on and so forth. And I said, and we have these different relationships with different people. I said, just look at it as a relationship. And my relationship with this person is not the same with that person. So I need to act a little bit different because this relationship is different. It's not that I'm code switching, I'm not switching codes, but my relationship's a little bit different. Because if I look at it as code switching, I may not be invited into that room.
Did you see what he said?
What? What I say?
Rule.
This dude needs to be stopped.
Hey, who
I
let
saw
this
it
man
pop
in?
up
Who
and I
let
was
this
like,
man in
I
the
gotta,
chat?
I gotta put it, I gotta put it in here.
You
I
know,
love this guy.
actually, I did just put on some cocoa butter, so he ain't wrong. It do
No,
smell
he's
like
not
cocoa butter
wrong.
over here. Yeah, but back to what I was hitting at is like I try to explain it to Airman. It's not necessarily code switching, and don't look at it like that. Just look at it as my relationship with this person is just like my relationship with any other person is different, and so I need to approach that relationship with a certain level of tact if I want to be approachable enough to be invited into that room and allow myself to be opened up to more opportunities and so on and so forth. And so I feel like that helps people understand it a little bit differently, or at least it has in my experiences for sure.
Yeah, because I think the thing we have to realize, and using a kind of gamer mentality, is when you go into a different lobby and you go in there and I always go in these lobbies. I'm like, why am I losing? So why is their shots only 2 shot kills and mine is only one? And then I realized they're going in there with leveled up weapons,
Mm,
right? So I can stand on my morals and stand on my I'm from Detroit. That's not how we was raised, da 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 da. And I can take those non-leveled up weapons into that fight and just get murdered all day.
not a fair fight.
Or or I could go figure out what they're doing and just do it. And again, it's not lost on me that we're down, but that's what we gotta take that mentality. Like nobody's gonna give us anything, but we do have to do more. But it's a part of the thing. Do you want to get more, or do you want to just sit back and get nothing? I mean, it just kind of is what it is. And I found myself in the military, uh, really talking to those people that's at the top notch, or with the bars with stars. I love talking to them because
Yeah,
we go in the you go in the BX, you go in the shop at, and you see the wing commander in there. He's just getting gas, or she's getting gas, or
it's like
whatever,
everyone else.
and everybody is like running away. Nobody wants to be in that aisle. Nobody. And I pull right up on them. Hey, sir. Hey, ma'am. How's your day today?
Yeah,
And the first thing they're going to do is look at your name. That's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to look at your name because
and then
now
your rank.
your name and your rank. And then now, just so happens, and it happens all the time because the Air Force and the military is smaller than we know, but just so happens your name come across that desk for anything. You may need it. Oh, that was that. I remember that guy. That was the guy in the shop. What did he need? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Or it's just little things like that, and you set yourself apart by doing so. And so to your question, I've used those kind of tactics of and I'm been able to try to teach this technique to some of my young coworkers because I walk in the room and I'm already the oldest guy in the thing. So my boss, I'm older than him. And so I go in there and say, "Hey, look, I know y'all young professionals. This is not going to be y'all last job. Let me help y'all get to the next level. When you go in, do this. When you go
Mm,
in, do that. You know what I mean? Just give yourself a little edge. You know what I mean? So
mm. Yeah, definitely not gatekeeping here. Definitely spreading the love and spreading knowledge and everything with that. So that's good stuff. And I like what you said. I think when it comes to code switching, sometimes it can be a fine line because you want to fit in and you
yeah,
want to be accepted and things like that. And I got to remind people, the people that are listening, is like just because you want to be invited into that room doesn't mean you need to sacrifice your morals and change who you are.
right.
Uh, Definitely be approachable and be willing to listen and go the extra mile and hustle because we are starting off in a deficit and that's okay. We all know that's the reality that we live in. So
Hmm.
just, but that doesn't mean you got to go out with them and go drinking and partying and you got
Yeah.
to really don't be that guy that's like, I'm going to dive headfirst in and I'm going to really show them that I'm one of them, because at the end of the day, you're never gonna be one of them, and you're never
No.
truly gonna be accepted on that level. So it's like, don't compromise who you are. Play the game at work and leave work at work,
Yeah.
and do it the right way. Because we know those guys that go too far with it, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, all
Yeah.
right.
I think Drewski made a skit about those guys, man. It was super funny.
Drewski, this
Drewski's in
guy.
hot water right now, man.
Oh man, this dude
Lukewarm.
Drewski.
He's in the hot water because he's doing him, man. Like he got to a place where he's now from doing what it is, but now sometimes it gets to those levels where now you're the butt of the joke. Oh, now it's not funny anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
But
when he did the ball headed one, the hat fishing.
yeah,
People didn't like that one, the pastor one, and then the recent one he did. But it's like, he's a comedian.
he's a comedian.
It-
That's what they do. That's his
Not
livelihood.
everybody's gonna laugh at the jokes, you know. I've never heard a comedian that everybody laughed at every joke that they made. There'll be some jokes people ain't gonna laugh at. They're not gonna find them very funny, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yep. So
So I had a question for you, unless Shawnee's got another one.
no, go ahead. Mine was stupid. It was just about, it's stupid. Go ahead.
No. So I was gonna say, so you retired from the military and you did 22 years of service,
Mm-hmm.
and I think when you said that, we were letting you do your intro, but we didn't give you your flowers. Let's take a second and just give you your flowers, because that is an accomplishment that needs to be celebrated. To spend 22 years in any profession is something to be celebrated, but to do it in the military, putting your life on the line, 5 deployments in harm's way. You said you worked with the SEALs and
Yeah.
helped them retrograde a base, like that is something to be proud of, and to hang your head high about. And we just got to give you your flowers. So everybody in the chat, just give you your flowers for that. That's good stuff, man.
And I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And it again, it wasn't my first career option. So the way it kind of came up, my dad, he did 3 years in the Air Force. Then he got out and went to a factory. So he worked for GM. He ended up doing GM for like 50, 60 years.
Ooh.
My mom, she's a serial school goer. So she's got up to her doctorates and all kind of different things. She loves social work, so she's into that. But my oldest brother, he went to Vanderbilt University. Later on, went to law school, and so he was the pinnacle in our family. Like we seen my mom go to school, see my dad go to the Air Force, but then go to the factory. So you're kind of like pick like, okay, dad went to the factory. Doesn't really look that good. Like he was working on cars, and I remember as a little kid, I'm helping him change a brake. And you're next to dad, you're like, yeah, dad, I'm gonna do this when I grow up. He was like, no, you won't.
No, you won't.
Do this. You see these knuckles, you see this blood. You know what? Get out of here. He like, I'm like, oh, so you don't want the screwdriver anymore? Like, I don't know. So he told me, like, you're gonna be better than me. You must. I'm like, okay. So being an auto mechanic is not it. So then I thought it was my brother way. He went to Vanderbilt. So I go to college, and I just at the time, just not mature enough to handle it. So then I said, well, let me try the military. And again, it was rough coming in because you gotta come in. And for those who are coming in now, and I talked to about it on the podcast, you gotta come in with a plan, right? You gotta come in with your mind kind of set, like, because at the end of the day, this is real. The craziest moment of my career, right, was 3 or 4 years before I got out. Somebody released the letter about China, right? And airmen and NCOs are flooding because I was the undershirt at the time, flooding into my office like, Sergeant Jax, we didn't come here to go to war. And I was like, what do you mean? This is what we do. No, I came here to get to school and get about. No. So like they were so torn up about this. So again, coming in knowing that war is a possibility, but also having a plan and some execution, because now they don't have the automatic kind of retirement plan anymore. You got to save your coins with the TSP, and helping folks navigate. Don't leave it in a G fund. If he's got it in a G fund, get it out of it. Put it in something else. Anything but the G, because you ain't getting no monies in the G, guys.
Not the coins.
It is safe, but it ain't no money there. But yeah, so it was helping folks navigate that. And so it took me a while to kind of be proud of, the accomplishment of doing it, but I'm getting there now. Because at first it was just kind of a job, right?
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of getting in, and you get people telling you all the time, but yeah, it's starting to sink in.
Yeah, you definitely deserve your flowers.
You brought up something that I wanted to ask you before Deontay asked that awesome question of his. Just kidding. You brought up the people coming in without a plan, right? And I wanted to talk to you. I joined in 2013. Okay. I don't know when the military era started shifting to when I joined, when Deontay joined, when you joined. Like, I came in, I wanted TACP as my first contract. I got it. Right. I was trying to get on any deployment. If my JTAC was going out, I was trying to be his ROMAD. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that Germany's AO wasn't CENTCOM, and all the guys from El Paso or Hood were getting all of it.
Campbell.
Or Brad. So my question for you is, do you believe within the last 15 years that people are forgetting that the military is a war-fighting component first? Then it falls underneath your personal agenda. Because like the whole Iran thing, I'm seeing a lot of things on social media about, oh, like you're getting us killed, or we don't need that, or like I didn't sign up for this, I didn't sign up for war. And when I see people that are in the military talk about you didn't sign up to join the United States military for war, can you please recite the oath of enlistment, please? And tell me what you said. Defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yep.
What?
So that's a great question. It's a little loaded, but it's great. And I'm glad you asked it, because there was a time, and I think it was like a 6 to 8 years. So I joined 2002. So that was after 9/11. So, there's still some rocky stuff going on there. And then my first base was Turkey. So I was kind of in the thick. That was my first base off the rock in Turkey. It was then I can remember like it was yesterday. We're looking at the TV on AFN, and we're watching them dig freaking Saddam out of a hole. So that was kind of one end of there was still some stuff. And then, I had Al-Qaeda kind of jumped out the water there. But then once we got to this last one where we, whether it was fake or fiction or whatever, we crashed a helicopter and ran in there and got, oh boy, his name is escaping me. Help me.
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
After that, there was a time of, I wouldn't call it peace, but there was just this band of, we ain't really got nobody to fight. Like China is threatening, but they ain't doing nothing. Korea threatening, but they ain't really doing nothing. So we're just
North Korea.
And so we just kind of standing here, everybody like watching each other like Spider-Man, like, you know what I mean? Like, what you gonna do? You ain't doing it. And so it kind of I think it kind of built this peace-like feeling.
Yeah.
And anybody that joined in that time or in that window, they didn't really see no stuff going on. Like, they closed down the war part of Turkey, where we used to go there on a rotation. They was closing down other parts of the bases. I was there when they closed down part of Afghanistan. So our AORs are changing. We're not going there on a routine basis. There's nowhere to kind of world police, as you will. So yes, there has been a lot of, hey, I don't think they did it purposely, but it's kind of, let me sneak in, let me give me 4 years, let me get that post 9/11, and then not can go back to school type of situation. I don't think they did it like on purpose, but that's kind of what we developed. Because you only can simulate so much, like, you know what I mean? And it just kind of sucks, because once they released that letter, whether I felt like it was kind of on purpose to kind of jolt the system, man, I'm telling you, depression, Muzz going to sick call every day, Muzz girls getting pregnant. I mean, it was, now you got an ailment in your knee and you got to get a surgery. Like what? Like, man, it's crazy. I used to go, and maybe I'm a white tiger, but I used to go into the doctor's office with a swollen ankle from playing ball and be like, do not put me on a profile. I am here because they made me come, but don't put me on a profile. I'll be fine. Yeah. And they're like, nah, you're going on the profile.
I think I agree with you, but I think there's also another element at play here. I think definitely that peacetime era mindset, but I also think it's been 25 years, almost, we're approaching 25 years since 9/11, right?
Yeah.
I think we just have a different generation that's joining now.
Oh,
just this generation, that's all they know. We have people that don't remember 9/11 because they were too young, or wasn't born yet. They were born after 9/11, and they're in our military now, and it's just a different generation, and they don't really know war. They don't know the pain and suffering that kind of goes along with 9/11, and I think this generation a little bit soft, just
a little
soft.
bit,
With
a little bit.
Soft.
Can I speak? Can I speak a little bit, brother? A little bit. Listen, I hate to say this, but I'll be respectful. I'll be respectful because of my current position right now. It's soft, and here's why I say it's soft. It's the Airman NCO page, bro. I see it because it pops up all the time. And just the amount of people complaining about physical training. It's like they're complaining about how they don't have time. And I'm like, I wish we could take all these people and put them in a TACP squadron or a combat controller squadron or a PJ squadron or a special warfare squadron in general, and have them realize, oh, you're asking for this 1 hour block of mandatory PT, but then you guys bitch about mandatory PT when it's squadron PT time. I don't understand. You want it, and then when you have squadron PT, you bitch about it, or then you make up some excuse on why you don't want to go to squadron PT, and then it's like you do squadron PT and it's just nothing but calisthenics, and then you're struggling at that. Come with us. Come to the TACP guys. We're rucking, we're running, we're lifting weights, we're moving bodies, bro. We're not sitting here doing 1, 2, 3.
It was fun until I went to the first one, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh,
we had fun. It's good times,
bro. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so cool. I'm Googling it. Oh, I don't even know what a TACP is, so I'm Googling. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Till I get to the first one, I said, they still running, guys. We're supposed to be done by now.
The monster match.
Y'all warm-ups were our whole PT program. The warm-up. All right, now that we warm, all right, we're going down and turn around, come back. It's like, where are we going down to? And
3 miles.
we done? Like, it's
So
so
it's been
supposed to be over. And then
45
Shawnee
minutes.
here with his stupid ladder. I'm like, but we're not coordinated to do this ladder thing. Every time he runs PT, he had the stupid ladder out, laughing at
Yeah.
us too.
Or cones. He putting the cones
Or
out.
cones.
Get them
We
hips
don't got
warm.
agility. We're swims. Okay.
We just came here to
No,
play football.
but you're absolutely right. I think the other thing too is, and we just gotta kind of look at it, right? The peak high schoolers that was in high school during peak time of COVID is now entering the military. That's got to be talked about. Those folks were indoors.
Yeah.
Inside and looking at a computer screen. So, that's something to be said as well.
Well, there's a saying that goes, hard times create hard men create soft times create soft men create hard times, and it's a cycle, and it just keeps going. And I think we were the product of some hard times,
Yeah.
and then being, I don't know much about your upbringing, but me and Shawnee in our previous podcast, we kind of dove into our upbringing, and we came up pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
And I think that kind of hardened us a little bit. And I think, as we spoke to before, a lot of times just having the skin complexion that we have, we kind of
Yeah.
have to be a little bit harder as is. And I think, with that being said, like, as hard men, we created the soft times. You got kids, I got kids.
Yeah.
I don't want them to suffer from the stuff that I have to go through, and I make it real easy for them. Daddy, I want this, and I'm gonna go get it for them. I'm gonna make a
Yeah.
way for them. And Daddy, I want to go here, and okay, I'm gonna make it happen for you. And to a degree, we are creating the soft time, and now we're reaping the benefits of it with the
Yeah.
soft little soft people that are coming in. And I just think that's just how it goes sometimes.
Now to your point, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, because I'm actually struggling with that now. So my upbringing, we were born in Detroit, down at we lived on 7 Mile, so West Side, kind of really hard times. My dad worked for GM, and then they closed that GM plant down, but they were like, hey, we'll open another one in Tennessee. So imagine going from blackety black to country. I mean, we
In the
got a
sticks,
day to celebrate mules, man. It's called
man.
Mule Day.
Mule
Look it
day in the
up.
sticks.
I mean, boy, it was rough. And so again, hard times there, came into some better times, but we're still like latchkey kids. Mom and dad worked. Right, brother kind of took care of us, when mom and dad was at work. So I am struggling with that now, and I want to know from you guys, how do you guys try to mitigate the soft generation coming up? Because I am struggling. I want to go in there, right? His room is right there, and I want to go over there and just.
I think that's a good question, and I'll answer to mine, and I'll let Shawnee speak. So I have a daughter that's 15,
Okay.
and I have a son that's 13, just turned 13 last Friday. I noticed that with them, I just sit down and I teach them. I teach them about accountability. I teach them that they're not entitled to nothing, that this world's not going to give them nothing. I teach them that, hey, son, you're a young black man. That's how they're going to view you. They don't care that you have, this much percentage, white in you or whatnot. They're going to see a black man, and they're going to treat you like a black man. And so
Right.
you have to be ready for those kind of interactions. And I just teach them about the value of a dollar, how to earn things. I teach them about finance. I tell my kids that I'm their teacher. I know I send you to school, and they teach you things. I said, but I'm teacher number one. And
Yeah.
it's my job to instill things into you that you're going to need for life. They're going to teach you math and science, and sure, but it's my job to teach you your morals, some integrity, teach you about finance, teach you about mental health and emotional maturity. So I sit down with my older two all the time, and I just teach them that stuff. And I know I spoke earlier to like giving them what they want, and I do. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big softy when it comes to that. But on the other side of that is and Shawnee knows, he knows my son and my daughter. When I come over, I'll make them work for it. I do baby them, but I do make them work for it. And if I'm gonna give you something, like my daughter asked me the other day, and I'll close it out with this. She asked me the other day, can I get $30 to buy an album that she wanted that was dropping on Friday? And I said, okay, have you finished your essay that's due
Mm.
next week? And she's like, oh, I haven't finished it yet. And I said, okay, if you can finish that by tomorrow, then the $30 will be sitting in your account. And she
Wow.
goes, okay. And she went and got it done. And then I sent her $30. Now I got in a little trouble because I sent her $30, and then I was like, hey, but don't forget Mother's Day is coming up soon. So I know you might want to start thinking about your mom. Get your album, but start thinking about putting some money aside for your moms, because Mother's Day is coming up. But I do kind of make them work for it a little bit. But I think the value to teach them that they're not entitled to nothing in this world. No
Yeah.
one owes them anything. And I think that's what a lot of these generations are missing. They feel like something's owed to them. And
Right.
that's what I hone in on my kids. Do I make them work all the time? No, but I try to hone in on like, hey, this world ain't gonna give you a dime. You gotta
Yeah.
earn it. But that's my stance. What you got, Sean?
What was the question?
What was that question?
What are you doing to as a father to try to minimize bringing up soft kids?
Yeah.
My situation is a little different. It's a little hard. My daughter's in Germany with her mom. This one's hard because my daughter, like,
It's hard. Yeah.
With a T.
it's hard, man, because when my daughter hits herself or she falls or she does this, she just runs to me because she knows like dad's gonna take care of everything.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, she's crying. She's like, oh, Papa, I hurt my hand, or I did this, and I'll hold her. And I was like, hey, can I talk to you? And she's just still crying. I was like, can I talk to you? And she's like, yes. I'm like, what did you do? She's like, I fell. I was like, did you do it or did the ground do it? She's like, well, I did it. And I was like, do big girls cry? And she kind of looks at me and she's like, yes. But I was like, how do we fix it? Are we going to sit here and cry or are we going to fix it? And then she'd be like, we're going to fix it. And I was like, do you know how? And then she's just like, no. I was like, you want candy? And she's like, I can get candy. Stops crying instantly.
Yeah, for sure.
But I deliver her what I know she wants, because it's not really the, how do I say it? It's not the coddling that she wants. She just wants to know, like, hey, do you see what I just did? Like, are you paying attention to me?
Right.
And I've noticed that when she got older and older, like she hurt herself and she'll come and tell me, and then she'll be like, hey, Papa, I told you, can I get a gusher now? Yeah, but I don't have anything crazy like you guys. I don't have anything crazy like you guys because my daughter's different. Like she lives with her mom primarily, and then I get her on the weekends. So it's like, it's different. When I'm with her, we're spending more time just spending time together and enjoying those moments. Mm-hmm. Like she wants to go drive the fast car. She wants to go bowling. She wants to see Deontay's boy. Boy, does she love seeing him. So like for us, me trying to make sure that she's not being raised soft. If she wants something, I'm like, no, you want to go bowling? What are we going to do? You want to go play in your bounce house? I spoiled her about our bounce house. But I'm like, hey, you want the bounce house? What are we cleaning? She'll go up to her room. She'll clean her room. She'll go up to my room. Papa, I made your bed. My bed's already made, lady. Could we go clean the car? I'll go clean the car. And then we'll go to the car to go clean it. What does she do? Cleans her car seat. And that is it. Nice. She cleans her car seat. And I'm like, what about the rest of the car? She's like, I didn't make that mess. She's like, Papa, you did that. I didn't do that. And I was like, valid. But to me, I let her know, like, if she wants anything, she can get anything. But I think her mom did a fantastic job, because whenever we do go to the store on her birthday, every time it's her birthday or it's Christmas, I'll take her to the toy store. I'm like, listen, whatever you touch, whatever you want, you get. She'll throw like 3 things in the cart, and then she'll look at something else like a small doll. And then she'll put everything back just to get that small doll. Like Valentine's Day, she got this giant teddy bear. She had 4 items in the cart, but then she saw that giant teddy bear and she puts everything back, grabs the bear. She's like, I really want this bear. But Mom, she goes, Mom. I go, don't worry about Mom. We'll get it. So we buy it. Yeah. We get in the car. She straps it up and we're driving back. She goes, Papa, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah, what's up? She goes, how much money do you make? And I had to pause. I had to pause. I had to pause because I was like, this will get me in trouble. I make as much as your mom does. And she looked at me.
Good answer.
I kid you not. I wish I had it recorded. She looked at me and goes, I don't think so. And we get home and she grabs her bear and she's like, Papa, you grab the bear. I'm gonna go first, okay? I was like, okay. So I'm like carrying the bear. And she runs up the stairs. All I hear is, Mama, don't be mad. And I come around the corner and I just hear her mom go, what? I go, she wanted the bear. So I got her a bear. It's Valentine's Day. I got her flowers and I got her a giant bear. And she's like, Mama, please don't be mad. And she's like, girl, you already have so much stuff. But like, I like being I come back to Germany once or twice a year and I like to give my daughter whatever she wants. But the thing is, she doesn't ask for a lot.
That's good. That's good.
Oh.
And for me,
it's hard.
And for me, I'm just, it's hard. Because again, I was in the military so long, TDYs here and there, and always at work. So now I'm here, I'm present. And so talking to my therapist, and yes, I have a therapist. If you don't want, you need to get one. And she said, what kind of father do you want to be? And I was like, ooh, that is a great question because I don't know. Mm-hmm. And so being more present now where I'm taking them to school or picking them up or we're having these car rides or now I'm teaching my son how to drive, man, it is rough. So for me, I think just the being present and allowing them to see you in the world is kind of how I want to kind of minimize the struggle of being soft. Like they see me grinding. Like, I take my son, like I got a couple different business. Come on, you drive it. Now, you drive this car, I'm gonna drive this car. You stay behind me. And we because we gotta deliver this car. And see me grinding, see me doing t-shirts, see me, doing this, see me doing that. And now they're saying like, oh, you want that? Okay, well, Dad got to go Uber for a little while. Is that okay? Okay, all right. Let me go Uber, and then I will bring you whatever it is. Cause show the grind. Yeah, man, what's up with you? Yeah. Love Leo, man.
Cool, Deontay, you want to take us out?
Oh yeah, we got to ask the question. So we talked about who you are and what kind of father you want to be. Mm-hmm. But let's expound on that a little bit. And we like to ask all of our guests, what is your purpose? What is your purpose in life? Like, what do you want to be known for? Like, what is your purpose?
My purpose is I want to come in a room and brighten a day. Whether it's at home, whether it's at work, whether I'm walking through Walmart, whether I was in the squadron with you guys, I want to be the person they know they can go to get a smile, get a kind word, get a hug if need be, because I'm gonna have a good time. And I tell my therapist all the time, like, I try to overly joke and play around so much because I hate the bad side. I hate the depression. I hate the being sad. I hate the anger part. So I'm gonna give you 2, 3, 4, 15 chances. I'm gonna think the very best. You cut me off and I will make up a story. You cut me off because you got to get somewhere because somebody's on fire. Yeah. Just so I don't have to take it personally against you. But yeah, I want to be I want to be a light, man, for real. Yeah. Like just bright light, energy, happiness. I want, if you need it, you can find it where I'm at. And that's my mission. It's my goal.
Cool. That's good stuff. Love it.
Yes, sir.
All right, back to you, Shawnee.
As I say many times, my purpose in life is to share my influence and my positivity in close proximity. I want to be able to give that person who might be having a bad day and they don't think that their life is worth another day, I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, if it's through social media, if it's just through my goofy ass attitude, not my attitude, but like my goofy persona, if I can make them smile and make them think, you know what, my life is worth another day, I feel accomplished. Because I've lost 2 friends to suicide. And it just sucks because in their last moments, and when I look at my phone, I was one of the last messages on both of those people. And they were reaching out to me saying, hey, bro, want to thank you so much for, being you. Because one of them was 2015 during a deployment. And he got in trouble during the deployment. KP, myself, Bratz, McCartney, and Caulfield's, we took these 2 Army guys because they went to a sex parlor when they weren't supposed to. And we brought them into the Air Force tent. And we played Nintendo 64 with them. Like Army would take them and just treat them like shit. And then when they came back to the Air Force tent, we're like, hey, bro, this is our tent. Play with games with us, hang out with us. And we came back from that deployment, we went to Queens. So we went to Queens, but then one guy just didn't show up and I missed his phone call. And then later that night we went back and then his girlfriend called me and told me that he ended his life. Man. And since that moment, I was just like, damn, like I really gotta be better with my energy and just give it to other people. Cause I wake up on crack. So I'm like, I want to share my energy to all the people around me. Deontay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. And I think that brings us to a very important point, which is if you're suffering out there and you don't feel like no one's experienced what you are going through, people have. There's someone that's out there that's been in your shoes and has felt the exact same way, and they found a way out of it. So just talk to somebody. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your neighbors, reach out to me, reach out to Sean, reach out to Jax. Like, reach out to us, and we'll listen to you. We'll let you talk. We'll be an ear, and you're not alone. So remember that. And to circle back, my purpose in this world and in my life is just to spread love, joy, and positivity. I throw up the hearts, man. I just want to love people. I want to help people. I tell people all the time, or I say this all the time, I want to be a a tool. Use me, allow me to help you in any way that I can help you. There was a guy going door to door earlier. He came and knocked on my door. He told me his dream. He's like, I don't want a handout, but I want to be a barber. And this is what I got to do to be a barber. And I said, all right, I'll help you out. And I helped him out as much as I could. And I said, you know what? I don't want to just give you money now and just help you for this little accomplishment. I want to continue to put money in your pocket. When you become a barber, here's my number. You let me know. I'll be your first client. I'll come back and I'll let you cut my hair. He was bald headed, so I don't know. He maybe ain't that good. But
I was just about to say.
We're gonna find out.
I
We're
was
gonna
just
find
about
out.
to say, if he's your first barber, dog, I'm definitely taking a picture of your Kanye West haircut.
But I just want to help people. I want to help people.
Yeah.
I want people to use me so that I can help them reach their potential and reach their goal. And I just want to continue to spread love and joy and positivity.
Let me get a
sir.
dollar,
That's it.
man. Let me hold the
Yes, sir.
dollar.
Give me $1, man.
Let me get a dollar, man.
But
Shawnee, I just got one question before we go. Is your old place in Germany still got 5 stars on the Google?
Shawnee's Palace.
Shawnee's Palace of Positivity. I actually removed it because I was gonna put it in the United States.
Yeah.
But I actually had a few people come up to my house when I was throwing a party because they saw it on Google. But I had to remove it, man. I actually opened up Shawnee's penthouse in Korea. That was pretty sick. But no, unfortunately, the one in Germany, I had to close it down.
Don't worry, it's coming back. It's coming back. When we get stationed together in Cannon in a couple of years, we'll bring it back. We'll have it again.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to overhaul positively in Canada.
MerShauni's Palace of Podcast.
Because the smell when you drive up to that boy is gonna take all positively away.
It's all right. We got candles. We're gonna have it smelling real good. And we're gonna be in there all smiles up in there.
Does it smell like cow shit and cocoa butter here?
Vanilla and mahogany.
Cool, bro. Hit him with our line.
Love you guys, man.
Yeah, but thank you for coming on the podcast. Definitely loved your story. Definitely think our viewers definitely enjoyed listening to you talk and just talk about the military. A lot of value in what we talked about today. So, and for the viewers, thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, don't be sorry, be better.
Let's go.
Candles burning, money burning, graveyard, these niggas. Found them parking, big dog barking, hey. Blood tails on me, whoa, 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 whoa. Shout it, want that wave, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm dripping Cartier, whoa,